All right, guys, what's going on? So in regards to the lead leg block mechanics, I find it best to use analogies. I'm not the best at using analogies, but for the lead leg block, I would assume that it's probably the most well understood analogy in regards to, like, you know, the crash dummies flying out of a car when hitting an immovable object or the brick wall, or like a medieval catapult. You know, it's the same thing in regards to the mechanics of the lead leg block. Okay, so what we do within the pitching mechanics, the entire delivery, starting from the initial move, then the lower body mechanics and the upper body mechanics, is we're creating an energy flow. Okay, I use energy as a word to describe like the forces that are moving throughout our body. So we're creating and moving forward energy, right? So within all the things that are occurring, you know, whatever, doesn't matter if you're an overhead guy, sub guy, sidearm, you're creating some sort of forward energy, right? So now the mechanics of the lead leg block are crucial because we want to get back as much energy as possible. As much energy that we've created, we want to get back. Now, obviously that's not going to happen through, because we're moving, you know, through space and there's a ton of variables, but we want to get that back. So in regards to the analogy, if you're thinking about the car running into a brick wall at high speeds, those crash dummies are going to be able to accelerate forward at a greater acceleration if A, the acceleration rate before impact was greater, and B, the object that the car ran into was immovable. So within the lead leg block mechanics, it's the same concept. So we're creating all this forward energy and then positioning, anchoring down, and then blocking that forward energy and actually sending energy backwards. It's like that clawback mechanism that we see with a lot of high power output guys when they come into their front foot landing, positioned accordingly, and then all of that forward energy gets blocked and sent back. And then that's when you see, you know, the clawback, this front hip kind of goes backwards as the rear hips completes its rotation, and then you'll see the knee go into extension at ball release. So it's the same concept in regards to that particular analogy. So that's kind of the goal, right? The goal is to block as much forward energy as possible without any leakages, right? So you'll see guys with particular breakdowns, particular leakages within the mechanics of the lead leg block, with knee valgus shifting forward or just not positioned accordingly and having that knee kind of bow outwards, or even the front foot positioned not accordingly, and the block is not able to effectively block due to the positioning, right? So like with any other, you know, component within pitching mechanics, timing and positioning is all, right? So when we're talking about the lead leg block, obviously there's a variable in there in regards to the capacity. We want to have the capacity to handle that force absorption, right? So that's a lot of forward energy that we're having to block. So we have to have that built up capacity to do so. But a lot of it, you know, I don't want to put a percentage of it, but majority of this this dynamic that we're talking about is just positioning your body accordingly and at the right time to essentially give your lead leg the best opportunity to block all of this forward energy, right? So we talk about breakdowns being like the hip rotation occurring late, the alignment off, the segmentation off, right? Like the trunk not in a great position as soon as we anchor down. So many other variables in regards to, you know, defying forward gravity, or even not even producing a lot of forward energy to be blocked, right? So that's kind of the goal, right? Like, always go back to the goal of the lead leg block and the, you know, maximizing the force, maximizing the energy that we're producing forward. Maximize that by getting that back by effectively blocking and almost blocking that backwards, right? Having force against. We'll talk more about ground force reaction to come, but that's kind of the mechanism that we're trying to accomplish within the lead leg block.